Hello and welcome back to Rise of the Runelords. We are on session 29 of our wonderful campaign.
Almost
And
33.
Last session found the four of you who were left on the Hambly farm cleaning up the rest of the mess, making sure to collect up and set ablaze the remaining ghoul carcasses, and of course making sure the fire didn't spread. Following that, you made your way back where Dedrin himself was awaiting the party, doing his own things like buying up lots of supplies and making his special bullet cartridges and such, and getting readings from sweet old ladies. Collecting together at Sandpoint, you once again split up to a couple of different areas, one being the precinct, others being back to Madame Avashti for a different reading, just to try to collect all the information that you can about what has been going on.
And reveal Cece's backstory.
Oh, most definitely. A heart-to-heart and eye-to-eye now with Ver about Cece's past and about some useful trickery that has helped Cece along her way. After getting a second reading from a more tired Madame Vashti, Ver and Cece worked their way back to the Rusty Dragon, while Artanis, Dedrin, and Karzarath confronted Sheriff Hemlock about what was going on and to trade information. And where we left off, we had Dedrin heading out to collect up your suspected murder victims in preparation for tonight. While Artanis and Karzrath worked their way down to the Hagfish to confront, hopefully, a prior member of the Sandpoint Saviors, and apparently dishonored and excommunicated town guard, looking for any more information they can. And that is where we will begin. Dedrin, while you are making your rounds, I think we will focus on Karzarath and Artanis.
Okay, cool.
Everybody out of the activity box.
Yeah.
At this point, Artanis is just following alongside Karzarath. Because I don't think Artanis has been to the Hagfish yet, correct?
No, you haven't.
I own that place.
I don't know that. But
I don't really own it. I just drank a bunch of nasty water there.
So, tell me about this old acquaintance of yours, Karzarath.
So as the player, I don't really remember much about the character.
I can give you a brief description to try to help you remember. He was a lizard folk barbarian with a mush jaw that he covered up with a scarf. and I think he carried around like 2 shields with him as his weapons. That's about as much character depth as we got.
So basically, that's what Karsrath will share because that's so what we remember right
That's
now.
fair. Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Certainly a distinct character. Why do you suspect he was kicked off?
could be many different reasons.
Well, I mean, that's true. Any particular one spring to mind? I mean, we're gonna find out in a second anyway, but
One more time.
are there any reasons you suspect before we get to the hagfish?
Not really sure. He doesn't seem to be a very memorable person. Also, we've kind of been through a whole lot of things, so it's easier to have forgotten.
Okay.
And when you're trying to clear your name, someone that you were in a party for an extremely short amount of time that you kind of just got thrown together into a party, you don't really remember that very well.
That's fair. And then we arrive at the hagfish, I'm guessing?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
In front of you, you would see what looks to be in this, I believe, midday air. Certainly midday air. I remember I had you guys sleeping till like noon.
Yeah.
Is a bustling waterfront tavern. Lots of fishing and seafaring iconography, nets, and it's got the red and white life rafts and some fake barnacles painted onto the bottom of the exterior walls. And you can definitely hear commotion from inside.
Okay.
So before we enter, Karsrath is going to tell Artanis, I would not recommend trying their challenge.
Noted.
It's not the most pleasant thing I've seen. But if you do decide, hey, it's on you. You've been warned.
Is it like
There's
a
not
food
going to be very
challenge
much
or
money in
something?
it, though.
Huh?
Is it like a food challenge?
Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll sit back. I'm not the most.
More of a drink.
Okay, so it's probably basically poison.
Oh no, it's not poison. They wouldn't do that. Like, they wouldn't make people drink poison. Kind of defeats the purpose if you were to kill your.
Your paying customers, I see.
Exactly.
Okay. Fair enough. But I don't have the greatest constitution, but so I will follow your advice. And then
Right.
I will follow Karsrath in.
As you step in, you can absolutely feel the energy in here. The tables all around are shaped in various ways. The round ones like ship wheels, and rectangular ones bolted down as if on a ship of their own. And there is certainly an energy as there is a crowd gathered, and they are watching. It's hard to tell, but they are gathered loosely around a table in the center.
I wonder what the ruckus is about. Would I be able to like stand on a chair and kind of peek over everyone's shoulders?
Sure. So as you get up on a nearby chair, and it kind of wobbles a bit, but you take your time. You take a look over, and just as you look, you see a a a spew of ghastly looking vomit as there is a patron sitting at a chair with a big old tankard next to them, and everyone everyone in the bar just uproarious cries at seeing this this debacle. Um, the patron themselves does look quite interesting, to say the least.
The patron that spewed out the vomit, you mean?
Yeah, yep, that one.
Okay. Does this guy match the description that Karzarath gave me?
Well, he certainly looks scaly, and that jaw has seen better days.
Okay. I'm gonna signal to Karzarath. I think your guy's the one puking on everybody.
He must have done the challenge.
Should we make our way through the crowd?
Just watch out for projectile.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna let Karzarath lead on this bit since it's technically his acquaintance.
Is it sad that I've already forgotten the name of the person we were just...
I know, yeah, but like in character, your Karzarath would have the greater rapport with this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In theory.
You can give me an intelligence check if you'd really like.
Artanis or Karzarath?
Karzarath. Artanis doesn't know anything.
Okay.
Alright, let's see. Straight up intelligence. 5!
It's your great friend, the barbarian guy with shields.
Like I said, to be fair, we kind of just got thrown into a party to save the town for a short time, and with everything that's been happening and trying to cut, like, it wasn't very memorable, something like that.
Okay. Well, I'll be next to you anyway. It's not like I'm leaving you with this stranger
Yeah.
friend. Okay. So is the crowd still like watching this guy vomit, or?
No, a couple of people are like taking a laugh and seeing the aftermath, but most have gone back to their business, and the energy is no longer localized. It is spread.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna watch where I step. But I will approach the lizard man alongside Karzarath.
As you approach, the lizard man seems to not notice as his head is down on the table. It still seems active, just not paying attention to your approach.
Well, you look like absolute crap. What have you been drinking?
In response, he just kind of grabs the tankard and loosely and very sloppily swings it at you. And I mean, no, you step out of the way. Just kind of, and you look bad too.
Any way to talk to a former party member?
What are you talking about?
We saved the town during the festival.
Oh, you mean? Oh, I remember that festival. Why are we talking about the festival?
One moment. Karsrath is going to go up to the bar and ask for a nice bucket of ice cold, like ice cold water.
I, I can't. All right, and he goes in the back and comes up front with what looks like a a bucket of loosely ground chilled water and like 2 large chunks of ice that have been just plopped into there.
That'll do.
I take a step back.
Karsrath's going to leave him a couple gold as he takes the bucket. And lets any bystanders know might want to stand clear as he huffs the water onto the very drunk man.
Yeah, 5 feet ahead of you.
Right. Okay.
Helping him sober up.
This is sort of roll a ranged attack.
Makes sense.
That should be roughly in the middle. It should be above your weapons.
Range. Got it.
Okay, so it's not the easiest thing to aim, but also it's just a bucket of water. Yeah, you managed to pretty much coat him in slightly cool water and smack his face with a large chunk of ice. He immediately brings himself to his feet and
So, Karzarath, what's the second half of your plan?
picks up his big spiked shield and looks at you and throws an attack at you.
Okay, well, Karzarath's the one that's next to him.
Yep. Oh yeah. No. Absolutely. The person who did that. So we're gonna do a little bit of rage.
Looks like that sobered you up pretty quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw my rolled up newspaper because that's probably the extent of my authority right now.
And is gonna spin around and try to attack you. And drunk will go with nauseated. 16 out at you.
16 is the AC.
Okay. It slices across you and deals 7 piercing damage to you. Let me give him a will save. Nah, he doesn't see you. He doesn't understand what he's doing. He just got hit. This is a bar fight. I guess you have the turn.
Gil will.
Any way to trip him?
Sure. That would be
Attack
against.
of opportunity.
Yeah, that would be against his combat maneuver defense.
And he gets to hit you.
But does get an attempt at you. Go ahead and roll CMB.
EMD?
B bonus.
EMD.
Got to beat 13.
Well, let's see. Nope.
Oh,
Shit.
no. In the returning attack, you get pierced with four additional damage as he deftly, accidentally steps over your tail or whatever you were trying to use to assault him. Artanis, you stepping in here at all?
Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm not sure what your plan is, but I'm gonna improvise here. I'm gonna kind of. Could I say I kind of pull Karzarath back since he's so small, and I at least get between him and the big guy?
I would say you'd be able to do that. It would probably take up your turn to do so, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. If it's gonna take the whole turn, because I think I want to take the total defense action. That would be too much, right? Economy-wise.
I don't think you can move too much with total defense. I might be wrong about that.
I think it's. Oh wait, is total defense a full move? Okay, so then I would just take the. Oh man. Okay, I guess I'm making an attack against this guy. Fuck.
Okay.
What the hell happened, guys?
I don't know. But I can't let
You guys are all
Karzarath
gonna get
die.
murdered by this guy?
I mean, technically, you could let Karzarath get knocked out if you didn't want to
That's true.
possibly go to jail.
Nah, this is a bonding experience. Karzarath and I are gonna be best friends after this, if we're not dead.
In
Okay,
heaven.
so
You'll be best friends in heaven.
I will take a swing with my
Angels on the same
rolled
cloud.
up, I rolled up newspaper, and I will fight defensively.
Okay.
Okay, I forgot how much of a bonus that would be.
Fighting defensively, I think, is +2 AC, but then
sounds
also
right.
-2 to attack. Does that sound about right?
That sounds right, I think. Okay, then I will make an attack, and we'll just subtract 2 from the attack roll. Okay. 21.
I just imagine swatting like with the newspaper, like, no, bad.
Basically. This will be
okay.
lethal damage.
Sure, that was actually 19 because it's -4 for a +2, but that's still gonna hit.
Okay. And we'll roll that damage. 10.
10. All right. Yeah, you smack him, and admittedly, he already still looks kind of hurt from that.
Okay. I'm gonna be like, no, you stop what you're doing. It was just water.
Go ahead and make a. I suppose this one is kind of diplomacy.
Oh shit! No,
I
that's
don't
not bad.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Well, he doesn't exactly get the intent, but he's also drunk and his guts hurt because he just drank hagfish water and threw it all up. So maybe he can listen to you.
Okay.
And he like stabs his big shield into the ground and leans against it.
Okay. Now that we're all a bit calmer, maybe we can talk a little bit. Hi, my name is Artanis. You are?
Tannis, it is the and he like gestures his finger up and down against his neck. The thingy, uh, Gil. I'm Gil. Nice to meet you. And he holds out his hand, and somehow, despite him going first, still misses your hand.
Ah, well, I'll try to catch it and shake in turn.
Yeah.
I believe Karzarath's intent was merely to sober you up.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. I turn around and I help Karzarath up since he was tripped, right?
No, Karzrath was trying to trip this
Yeah.
guy.
Yes, but if you fail a trip combat maneuver, he trips you back.
That tracks.
So, yeah, I was with the nat 1, I was kind of making assumptions. But anyways, I helped Karzarath back up. He got you pretty good. You okay?
Yeah, nothing new.
Well, we do seem to be getting used to this kind of thing. You wanna start?
How much do you remember about the day of the festival?
I guess I remember those little green boys. I
Problem.
liked smashing them.
Problems.
Yeah, goblins. Um, give him an intelligence roll to see how much he recalls. Okay. I remember running around with that orc lady and the kitty cat. That was a pretty fun time. Don't you think?
It was something at least. Have you received any strange letters recently?
I think there were the strange notes in evidence that that asshole Hemlock showed me. Wait, that's your name. You're
Karzarath.
K guy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
So, was there anything about these letters that he showed you that he seemed to be particular about?
He was particular about being a dick.
I mean, that track.
I guess he wanted us to keep hush-hush about the murders going on, he says, with the entire crowd of the hagfish around. Thankfully, it's still pretty loud in here, so not a lot of people catch it, but you do see a couple of patrons like take a look to the side.
Huh. So why did he show just you in particular regarding these letters, or the entire police force?
Well, he tried to show all of his boys, but he was a little curious about me. Because of the notes, and the first one was, I think it was for the Green Lady, and then they started being for you. And like I was out, beating up those gremlins. Gremlins? Is that what they were? Goblins, thank you. I was out beating up the goblins with both of you. So he was particular about me figuring things out, but knocks on his head. This right here is a steel trap, and the keys have been put in it.
Uh-huh. So he was counting on you to decode these messages addressed to your guys' former party. Does that sound right?
Pretty much.
So, did that have anything to do with why you were let go?
Listen, I don't know why I was let go. I mean, they did shout some things at me, but I refused to listen. They're just tired of seeing new, fresh blood in the Force.
Huh. So Artanis, knowing that Sandpoint had recently gotten a reinforcement to their militia, would think that this is really fishy. So I would whisper that over to Karzarath just briefly, just so that he's in on the info.
Mm-hmm.
So he let you go in the middle of all the stuff that's happening. Did he behave strangely leading up to your termination, or did it just seem really sudden? Was there any warning?
I guess there was a little bit of weird activity.
What kind of weird activity?
Well, he just always seems on edge, for one. Always disappointed in me, for another.
And
He used to be proud of me.
He used to be proud of you.
I was like a son to him.
Oh.
But apparently I fucked around too much. And so I'm here, trying my best to get the pot up there. And he points to the bag containing a loose handful of silver coins. And as you definitely notice, Artanis, you can see at the bottom of the carving on that pillar is the name Ver.
Uh-huh. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Represent.
I know. So He started acting like he was disappointed in you leading up to your termination. Okay, that much tracks. But did you actually do anything that would make him disappointed in you, or were you just behaving normally?
I mean, I was behaving normally for me, but I can't say it was normal for any of the other guards.
I mean, that's fair. Everyone has their own level of normalcy. Um, so you were behaving normally. He started. It seems like he started getting agitated with you. What was this, like in the past week or so? I'm guessing.
Um, yeah, that sounds kind of right.
Hmm.
Hey, Carzy, do you know where the two orc friends went? I've made my rounds and I've seen the rune guy and little kitty cat, but I haven't seen the two orcs.
What do I need to roll for that one?
Well, if you yourself cannot recall an intelligence.
Nope. Been
Would I
kind of busy
be?
myself. I haven't
Would I
really
also be
had a
able
chance
to
to
make
keep
an
track of
intelligence
them.
check?
Um,
Because
you
So,
can try to make a knowledge local to see if you've heard anything, but it's going to be a very high DC.
Oh, for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, what's the worst that could happen from a knowledge check? Okay. Well, there's that.
Yeah. You really haven't heard anything about two orcs or anything around that, not that you can recall.
Okay. All right. Um. Hmm. Do you think that maybe they have there's some significance to them as well?
Significance? I just want to know where they went.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's reasonable. If you all were friends, then it doesn't hurt to keep tabs on everybody. Um,
I like the big one. She was able to punch really hard.
do you have anything else, Karzarath? I'm not sure what else to ask our friend Gil here.
um, well, all I can really think of is keep your guard up, keep an eye and ear out for anything strange happening, and if you can think of anything else, come find us immediately.
Okie dokie.
We're gonna be at the rusted dragon inn,
The Rusty Dragon.
rusty dragon. Uh, and I would highly recommend trying to stay sober this evening, Gil.
Okay.
Okay. Artanis gets up.
Okay.
And
With that, Karzrath will give him that one final warning. Keep your guard up and watch your back. Who knows what's happening out here? And like with that, he'll head out.
okay. Yeah, we head out.
There are probably some very confused patrons at that place now after that encounter.
Yeah, it does seem kind of strange, but I mean, we found out very little, other than the fact that Sheriff Hemlock seemed to focus in on him in particular in the prior week, coinciding with all these murders. That's about it. Or at least it feels targeted. It just seems strange to let go of anybody in the middle of a...
Big things such as this.
Exactly. It
I
doesn't...
feel like we need to keep an eye on the sheriff ourselves.
I think I'm with you there. And then I think with that, we're gonna make our way back to the tavern, right? Or was there another place that we were gonna check out?
I don't know if there's any place else.
Yeah, I think that was... That's all I can remember. Hopefully, the others...
The only other thing I can think of is possibly checking in either at the station or some taverns and bars to ask if any of them has seen or heard from the missing orcs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Well...
I'm gonna take a quick jump over to Dedrin.
Mm-hmm.
I think you were collecting the usual suspects.
Yep, I was going around gathering the people that we've had at the tavern to bring them back.
Right. Brodert fixes up his stuff and walks with his fast-paced but short stride with you, books in hand, and stands back when it comes to Gorvy's shack.
Oh yeah, I don't get close to the shack. Like I pick up like a pebble on my way there, and I use that to knock on his door. Like I just throw a pebble at the door. That's a waste of a bullet, and it might go through and kill him.
Gory pokes his head out and sees you, and you can just see like the sigh of, ugh, I have to deal with this again. And he walks around and exits his shack and comes up to you with arms outstretched and a big smile. Hey, it's my favorite, that gray dude.
As he's coming at me, I just swiftly move behind Brodert so Brodert gets the force of all that.
Hey, Brodert. Gorvy.
And I just say, yes, trust me, I am not the biggest fan of this as you are, but let's just get this over with. We are gathering at the tavern for your safety. We're heading there early. And he will kind of just nudge them to start walking while he stays behind.
Fine. Let's go. And, you quite... Oh, not that. Just gonna...
I mean, I don't mind being bigger.
Quite easily make your way
back
to the Rusty Dragon as Karsrath and Artanis are on Water Street.
When we pass the precinct,
mm-hmm.
Can I do a perception check just to see if since they're leaving and all that and giving information, if there's a hustle and bustle about the place, like if things have changed and people are moving around a lot.
Sure. Go ahead and yeah, absolutely. Give me the perception check.
Okay, cool.
Okay. You're able to decently gauge through the various openings. It doesn't seem frantic by any means, but you see one or two people who seem to be active, shifting around. That's about it.
Okay. That is all.
Cool. Okay, you make your way back. Varen Cece, did you have any
Well, I sure did
business
not.
to attend to?
No,
Besides,
just
perhaps brush and hope.
Okay.
nope. And I would probably be sitting in the bar, having some tea, and then as soon as the door opens and like Gorvy's scent just wafts in, you just hear her just gagging from the corner, just like, oh my god,
Little bit of a verp.
oh god. Just the tea is just spit out all over the table, and she's just like waving her hand in front of her face. It just feels awful.
Brodert sits down next to you in a huff with his books and scrolls and other loose parchments just set onto the counter table.
Oh, sir, I'm so glad that you decided to come back. This hopefully will be the last night. We have some promising leads, I believe.
I would hope so too. I don't want to spend any more time than I have to next to him. Being next to his shack is already bad enough.
I am inclined to agree, though it is rather insulting. I am inclined to agree. Last time he slept in the barn, I'm kind of hoping that would be the case again. I'm gonna step outside. And like Cece gets up and just starts tapping her way outside. As soon as she gets outside, it's just heavy breathing. Just glad to be away from the smell that is
Aaron,
now
those
inside
lungs.
the tavern. Exactly.
Getting
And
that
she just
fresh
like leans,
air.
yep, she just leans against the frame next to the door and just takes a couple deep breaths and kind of looks up at the sky like, oh, thank God I'm outside.
Dedrin can
All
smell
right.
him from there.
If that's the case, I would like to know. Karzrath and Artanis, where might you be heading?
If we didn't have anywhere else, because we checked in with the precinct just before we went to the Hagfish, so I don't imagine we would have very much business there. I probably would have proposed to just regroup with everybody.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I would probably smell Gorvy from, half the street away, and Cece like passed out on the ground outside or something. I don't know.
Not quite.
Well, if we're heading back to the tavern, Karzeth will be keeping an eye and an ear out
Regarding
for any
information.
gossip and for any chances of seeing any of the other party members, past or
Okay.
present.
Okay, that sounds good. Do you have a description? Perhaps I can keep an eye out for them as well. It's not like there are very many orcs in the city, correct?
Yeah, it doesn't seem too common.
Okay, so I'll keep an eye out as well, and I will ask them if I see any orcs matching the descriptions.
Yeah.
You like perception?
We'll
I'm
get to
sorry.
that, but yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. So.
Karzrath, you do recall, especially now with the knowledge that there were 2 orcs, you do recall that there were 6 of you back during the festival. It was maybe a bit wishy-washy before that, but remembering that, oh yeah, there were 2 orcs.
Things have been hectic, okay? But yeah. Would you like that perception or not yet?
I'll take that as like a rest of the day type thing as you guys are going about your day before dusk.
Okay.
Oh, from both of us?
Which, sure. Which we can get to unless you guys have any more business or any other leads to follow through the rest of the day. Otherwise, we will skip to tonight and have a perception across the day for just wandering around, I suppose, making rounds.
Yep. The only other thing is basically if we pass by a tavern or inn, like, or bar, stopping in and asking if they may have seen them on our way back to the dragon.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So a mix of perception to try to spot any orcs, I suppose, and diplomacy to try and get any extra information out of the people around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, getting information using diplomacy? I have a active penalty on that, so I'm gonna pass.
That is true. You do.
But other than that, yeah, I would like to kind of go over the plan with the party, and then that's the only thing I have on the agenda for the rest of the day.
Right. If there's a patrol going on for the day, then Bear might do it just because he's bored.
Fair enough.
Other than that, he's just gonna maybe sit and drink. Other than that,
Okay. So, anyone who would like to make any sort of active search or investigation may make a perception and or diplomacy, which should cover the rest of the day.
There's my perception.
Ta-da!
And diplomacy, not too shabby.
Okay.
Wait, do we get to do both or one?
If you'd like to do both, you can.
Okay. I
So-
put some more points into diplomacy.
I'll let you go first, Dedrin.
I'll go
Alright,
perception.
if I get
yeah?
to do both, I'll try and do both.
Okay.
I also will
So,
try to do.
I
both.
also-
Oh, wow.
Oh no!
I also
didn't
put
see
some
shit.
points into. I put some points in my perception, so I may as well try.
I doubt
my
that
new
you all
skills.
saw shit. Just kidding.
I'm gonna see that you don't see shit.
I get something stuck in my eye, to be honest. A fly
you
like
also-
fucking just flies into my eye, and I'm like, ah.
Are you gonna try and roll diplomacy to talk that fly out of your eye?
Yeah, I'll try it. That's good, strong thinking. Diplomacy +2.
There's
Surely
good
it
CC
couldn't
right
be
now, right?
worse.
It's got to be the stench of the guy.
I get him out of there. I get him right out of
Yeah,
there.
you do.
You talked him out of that out of your eyeball. That's for damn sure. You're
That-
like, no,
that's-
you
yeah,
need to
you-
leave.
Uh-huh. We're just
Uh,
all sitting in the tavern together, and we hear Ver in the background, like, having a quiet conversation, and in return to
man.
him talking, we just hear...
You're fucking my shit up, man. Stop it. Cut it out. Get the fuck out of there.
So anyway, your day is kind of botched.
Yeah, I'll rate that.
Here are my rolls.
Out of combat, I can't roll.
Diplomacy.
Just can't. Nice. Look at that.
I actually got a good diplomacy roll.
Right. Will that be all?
I'm kind of wondering where's the best spot to get a good view of the city as a whole.
I'm up on the rock thing.
Would that be the highest point?
Well, this would certainly be a pretty decent point. All of this sort of upper area is Upper Sand Point. It is up on a bluff,
Okay.
where everything like grades down to sea level.
Okay.
It might also be beneficial to look from this section. This is kind of a cliff.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is the cathedral, right? Right here.
Ping again? Yeah, that's the cathedral.
Okay, that's public access, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I would probably climb up onto that and get onto one of these edges of the building that oversees the rest of the city, and I'll take my perception check from there.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I have Athena out, and for this check, I will cast the Acute Senses spell. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna type in my number because I think it's just simpler that way.
What?
Oh my goddamn. God fucking Jesus H. Christ.
What?
I'm looking at your character sheet.
What am I seeing right here?
I'm not going to understand half of it, but I'm looking at your character sheet.
No, it's very piecemeal. You are not going to figure it out.
I'm not, but I'm still
wow.
looking, damn it. I'm still looking, damn it.
Okay.
What was that?
Plus 39.
Perception.
That was his
Yeah.
perception, bro.
Oh, wow.
What am I
Okay.
looking at?
Lots of stuff. So much stuff.
There are spells now, dude? This is weird.
You're seeing smells and hearing color.
Okay, that's synesthesia. That's different.
I mean,
Alright,
with a perception
so-
like that.
You see through the fabric
Information-
of time.
collected. And I would assume that you are casting your spell a couple of times, maybe 4 across. I don't know if you can actually cast 4 times, but
Well, that's my limit, but if I'm expecting something to happen tonight, I might cast it twice.
Oh my god.
okay. So probably twice, just to sort of cover the time spent, considering how short it is anyway. Okay. So Artanis, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
You case this town over a couple of hours, and you've been writing things down, and you spot, and I'm going to give you the exacts here. You spot 12 unique looking half orcs throughout town.
Okay, I'm gonna
You do
type
not
notes.
see any full orcs, only half orcs.
I was told that they were full orcs, though, right?
You were told that they were orcish, and
Oh,
I
okay.
think you've heard something about the
Maybe.
Saviors of Sandpoint.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 12 unique half orcs throughout town.
Yeah, that is the actual demographic that I have.
Okay.
You got a
Um,
59. I'm gonna tell you that you spot every single half orc in town over the course of the day.
And you know
Even
what they
with
had for
natural
breakfast.
1, he would have rolled 40.
Yeah,
yeah, well,
he caked up.
if I know if I know their rough positions, I think I'll
Yes,
try
you do.
to, I'll go after them and kind of ask them, um, excuse me, did you participate in the fighting of during the Swallowtail Festival
Right, and
a time back? Yeah.
they will kind of look at you and say, "No,
Grunts.
no, I was not part of that. No."
Okay, and I'm just gonna keep running from position to
Yeah.
position.
All right. You do so scarily expertly. Like it's kind of gross how you just kind of wind your way through the streets at this point, considering you've only been here a couple days. Um, but with your notes and your demarcations, you wind your way through, and over you are getting no's. Two of them are like, "Yeah, I beat up some of the goblins that came in."
And then upon like further questioning, it's clear they're not the ones that I'm looking for.
Yeah, you like question about, oh, so you were part of the Sandpoint Saviors? Like, oh no, I just beat them up down here. They were up by the cathedral.
Okay. But after all that, um, the 12 unique half orcs that I found, none of them are saying that they're the ones, right?
No, none of them
Okay.
are.
That's
One of
good.
them was like very much looked up to the two orc blood saviors, just kind of heroes. And yeah, this is a lady half orc. Just oh yeah, I remember them. Of course I do.
Oh,
You want to
okay.
talk about them?
Yeah.
Do
A
you know
friend of
any more
mine.
about them?
A friend of mine was actually in a party with them. I'm helping him look for them.
Oh, I suppose they haven't been around here then.
I see.
Um,
Um, that's concerning.
I would hope Oscar's doing okay.
Oscar. Okay.
Yeah, Oscar and Maheda. You don't know their names?
I haven't been here for a very long time, so I'm just kind of learning the flow of events uh, as I kind of talk to people.
I suppose I guess people don't know about them as much as I do. That's a shame.
Oh, well, maybe. Have you heard anything of their whereabouts?
No, unfortunately, I didn't even. Well, I haven't seen them around, but I didn't know what happened to them.
I see. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's quite fine. The fact that you gave me additional information about them is more than I could say for any of the other people I've questioned. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
if you do run into them, maybe send them back here. It'd be nice to see them.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna jot down this person's name because they're very nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't really get a lot of mentions of orc blood in legends and stories of heroes. It's nice to be represented.
yeah. Uh, so briefly out of character, just to kind of cut through this part. Their names were Oscar and Maheda, right?
Yeah.
Maheda. I'm gonna spell that the way I think it's spelled. And what's
If you did it slightly fantasy, probably. You probably spelled it right.
okay? And this person's name?
Um. Do any of you watch The Dragon Prince?
No, but I got it recommended, and I'm gonna start.
We've actually been rewatching it to show our partners, so we're up to the season 3 with them.
That's good enough anonymity. Her name is Rayla.
Yes.
Okay. Rayla.
Yeah.
And Rayla's a half orc, correct? That looks
Correct.
up to. Okay. Rayla is a half orc that looks up to Oscar and Maheda. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. If I find out anything about him, I'll come look for you, Rayla. Thank you.
Right. So I will say that your notes and your observations were focused on orc-blooded individuals, but through your studies, you pretty much you saw like a lot of humans walking around, couple dozen halflings and elves and some dwarves, and then about the same amount as the half-orcs were some gnomes and half-elves, and it just all seems to be relatively mixed, except for humans. There's plenty of humans here, but there were two other out of place looking individuals.
Oh.
Three actually. One that you saw was Gil from before. You saw him stumble out. Some of his armor kind of like shined up, reflected the light and kind of caught your attention. You saw him walking out, going who knows where. And then you saw two catfolk in town. Not to say that they can't be normal, but you only saw two, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of otherwise anthropomorphic denizens of Sandpoint.
Okay.
Again, you rolled a 20 with a 39 bonus. I gotta give you this information.
I appreciate it very much.
So let's shift over to diplomacy rolls.
Okay.
So CC 23, Dedrin 25, Ver 21. Did a great job with that fly.
Yep.
And Garzarath.
It saw the killings. It saw all of them. It's whispering.
It was trying to tell you, but you don't speak Arachnid, so well.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't speak fly.
You don't speak fly.
Yes.
I speak regular fly, but not Spanish fly.
And if Karzrath is unable to remember what other races the party was, he would have asked for the Sandpoint heroes.
Right. So mostly focused on hey, where did the orcs go? But slightly modified for that. Let me just bring everyone back into the activity box for now.
I am doing activities.
Yes, I am being active. Curse you, fly.
Yes.
Honestly, you guys all really rolled really well. Amidst all of you, a handful of people are able to give some pieces of answers. One individual, Karsrath, that you saw, said that they witnessed the thin, gaunt half orc with the whitened hair exit from Sandpoint's south entrance. Another that you hear, CC, caught word that the orc lady dashed through the north gate, apparently in a fit of rage. And overall, you get the sense that people are kind of disappointed a little bit that their saviors have dwindled and gone their separate ways. It seemed like instead of being a wonderful protectorate group, it was a one-off thing, and but otherwise,
thrown together by accident.
yeah, but they don't care.
They weren't there when you were founded. They just reaped the rewards.
For real. And like maybe a chance meeting is all you guys needed. But anyway, Harzrath also going for just the heroes and getting some strange, sometimes disappointed looks as they gaze upon one of the heroes of Sandpoint. Do mention the mixture of like half elf and the orc blood and the lizardy individuals, which would be you and Gil, and the catfolk individual, which actually sparks in you, Karzrath. You remember the taunt. You remember Kitty Cat, and that person didn't like it. Didn't like being called that. So you are refreshed on your own heroic endeavors. Otherwise, there's not too much information about, at the very least, the half-orc and the orc.
Well, thanks anyway.
And these little bits of information are cobbled together as you meet back up and explain to each other. You guys all rolled really well, so you'd be able to collectively get that information. At this point, I would say it is late afternoon, or maybe even mid-evening at this point. most of the day has gone by. As you've been scouring around town.
Okay. If it's late, it's getting later, Dedrin would suggest, and I think we did this last time, I can't remember, but he would suggest keeping watch around the area for everyone we've brought to the tavern, and that he will offer to take first watch.
Sure. I don't actually think you did that, but we can certainly do it now.
Yeah, things are ramping up, so I think a watch is necessary.
Okay. All right. So, as the day draws on and people head to their chambers, I will ask for the first 3 hours of the night for Dedrin to make a perception check, while Brodert, Gorvy, and Ameko remain within the area.
Mm-hmm. I would also kind of, obviously he has a choice, but I would tell, Artanis, like, hey, I'm volunteering you for second watch. You can do it, or you can choose not to, and when I say not to, I give him that look, like, you do.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, basically, just out of character, just to make sure I'm on the same wavelength as you, Pi. Do you want me to like run off somewhere and look, or like
No,
actually?
I mean we have all the people in the tavern, and
Okay,
we're
yeah.
gonna lock the doors. But I mean, like, I'm going to spend my watch both looking out windows, walking around the place, making sure it's secure and nothing's happening. That's what I mean by watch. Like, we make sure our people are fine and no one's sneaking into the building to shank them in their sleep.
Okay, yeah. I can do that.
And I'm up first.
Okay.
All right. Here's my perception.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So 24 for the localized area around the Rusty Dragon. You certainly hear Brodert and Gorvy asleep. And Ameiko is just sort of sitting awake, leaning against the counter, kind of with you. 24. Okay, so you are listening out, and there's a couple of small sounds that seem a little out of place, but thinking about it, maybe that's just general sounds that you would hear in a big old town. Nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary, as far as you can tell. And you are getting a pretty good read. So 3 hours pass by and nothing serious has happened.
Okay. Well, at the end of my watch, I go back to our shared room, and I kind of walk in and I nudge our tennis awake, and I say, "Your turn now, our tennis. It's time for my rest."
All right, I'll wake you once and if anything happens, Officer Dedrin.
As I would expect.
Okay.
So we will do Artanis second or CC second?
I think CC wanted to double up.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So second watch. I'll take a perception from both of you.
Okay.
Because it is over the span of 2 hours. even though I sort of allowed it for the day, we're not going to be able to get that spell going.
I wasn't gonna bank on it.
Yeah.
So
Both of
I'm
you can
wondering
make a perception check for the next 2 hours.
Okay. I think I would probably try to position myself on the roof and like listen for footsteps heading towards the rusty dragon, since
Okay.
Casey's on the inside.
What's your climb bonus modifier?
There isn't like a ladder I can use.
Doesn't seem like it. At least, certainly not one built in.
Oh. Well, I mean,
I'd let you take 10, but I want to know what your climb modifier is.
Oh, it's a +2. So, I mean, taking 10, 12.
Can I give him guidance and make that a 13?
Yes, you can, and I will accept that. It takes a little bit because...
Yeah, taking 10 is like a extended thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an extended thing, and with a 13, you feel sort of your perception being pulled in different ways, just a little bit, to be like, maybe I should shift my weight here when you climb up in different places. But you do manage to get up on the roof, and then for the next 2 hours, I will have you both make perception checks.
Okay, yes, I will roll that now.
CC, I'll take 2. Your vision is only so far, and your hearing is imprecise.
So, what?
What the fuck?
Fuck
Oh
yourself.
my god. Why am I here? Why am I helping?
I don't know.
So this
Damn.
is
This guy.
specifically what I
He's
wanted to
hacking
do.
the Matrix.
The
He
two
is.
perceptions people make me want to up my perception game further.
You don't
It
need
makes
to.
me want to drop my perception down lower. To be honest.
It's an arms race, but a eyes race.
Eyes and ears and nose.
What I specifically wanted to do was I wanted to stand in the darkness in the hallway, like down at one end, and basically like watch the hallway and make sure nobody comes up, since I do have 120 feet of dark vision.
Right.
What are you gonna do down that hallway? Ignite a red lightsaber?
So yeah, you betcha. The blind girl's coming.
Fucking Batman on the roof, Darth Vader in the dark corridor.
Yeah, I just imagine CC just.
I mean, I have my cane. I'm sure if I casted like a holy weapon on it or some shit, I could get it to glow.
The light just goes slowly down the cane.
Yeah,
I
Rogue
have
One,
been
and we got the
expecting
Batman.
you.
No, Rogue One, not that.
Anyway, that was what I wanted to do, so I will roll those 2 perceptions for you. Perception 8 and a natural 20.
Okay. I think that's still going to bring it to like 19 with the imprecise senses, but you tend to hear more than you see in this night. Which admittedly, night is still very weird for you because you don't see the moon. You just see the moonlight reflecting off of different things, and it's not a very clear night. So not even the not even moonlight can really help you at this one. As for hearing, nothing seems to approach the area while the 2 hours is going on.
Okay.
Artanis, I have to check something just in case. Just in case. Okay. Is that? No, not that. 46. Okay. 46. That's weird. You
Whoa, that's wacky.
you swear
Wacky wild.
that the rest of your party is asleep downstairs. Well, below you, downstairs.
Uh-huh.
And admittedly, you are close to the water, so looking around town is not easy. And like I said, the moon is being covered up tonight. But you could swear that you saw a blue scaled creature somewhere up near Tower Street.
Oh shit. Here we go.
It kind of looked like Karzarath from what you could tell.
Okay. I don't have much time to act on this, so let's see what I've got here. Can I...
Karjath is the Rune Lord all along, and not even he
Right?
knew it.
Okay, so first thing, I'm sending Athena down to Dedrin to
Sleeper agent.
wake him up. And then I'm gonna tell Cece that because she's in the hallway below me, right? If I yell or if I try to talk down through the roof, would she be able to hear me? It's just a thatched roof, right?
Pretty much. It is a hold on. I think 3-story building.
Oh, and she's on the second.
She's I thought she was on the first floor, on the ground floor.
Oh.
I'm
She might not
wherever
be.
the rooms are, because I'm watching the hallway
Alright.
of the rooms. I want to see if anybody comes up to them or leaves.
All right. Okay. So if that's the case, there are kind of rooms on both floors. Most of the rooms for rest are on the upper floor, and this is 2 floors. But there are a couple of very small rooms on the first floor. All of your rooms would be on the second floor, though.
Okay. And then you're saying there is a third floor?
No, there's not a third floor. I mean,
Okay,
there's a basement, but there's not a third floor.
Okay, so second
It's
floor.
just a tall building
Okay.
in general.
Target one creature, blah blah blah. Does it say I have to see you? Oh, those nearby can hear these messages with a DC 25 perception check. Neat. Okay, so I'm gonna cast message, and whoever is below me, which I guess would be the entire party, including or excluding Karzarath, I do not know yet. I would say somebody that looks like Karzarath just went down one of the alleys.
Do I hear that?
Well, I mean, you would.
Does message take line of sight?
See, that's what I was looking. It doesn't seem to say that on the spell. You can whisper messages and receive whispered replies. Those nearby can hear these messages with a DC 25 perception check.
Oh, that's just like listening in.
Oh, okay. So like listening to what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah, you point your
So-
finger at each creature you want to receive the message.
Okay, when you whisper.
Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, or 3 foot of wood and dirt blocks the spell. It would not be 3 feet between. Like the roof is not 3 feet thick, so you would be able to. It comes in a little, you know. But
Okay.
CC gets the gist of it.
Okay.
Do
I'm
I
also
hear
being woken
the,
up by his bird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I hear the name
Athena's-
Karzarath though?
Oh yeah, you do.
Yeah, Athena's gonna be a noisy little bitch.
Okay, I immediately go to Karzarath's room, and I try to open the door.
Karzrath, do you lock your doors?
Well, isn't Karzarath's room also Vare and Cece's room? Because we had me and Artanish shared a room.
I think the plan was to make sure that there's always somebody like staying in the room with Karzarath to make sure
so
that
Bear
it
would
wasn't
be with him.
I did volunteer to do that.
Yeah, so I would throw open the door where Bear and Karzarath are, and is Karzarath in there?
Yeah, he is sleeping away.
Cool. I look at Bear,
Well-
who's probably mostly awake, and say, I think we have eyes on the person who is trying to be Karzarath at this point.
So Vare went to sleep early. So at this point, he has woken up and is donning his armor.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm kind of curious if Karzarath would wake up with the door bursting open like that.
Yeah, make a perception.
I'm definitely not subtle about it.
Yeah, you wake up.
Imagine I'm up by now with a freaking bird slamming into my face over and over again.
Yeah.
Huh, what's going on?
That Karzarath, it sounds like we found the person that's pretending to be you. However, depending on how good their disguise is, they could end up swapping places with you. So what I would like to do is I would like to give you a code phrase to tell me. If there's ever 2 of you in the same room, you tell me this phrase and I'll know it's you.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. The sun will rise when the sky is purple.
Man,
So
I kind of liked
nice.
our old phrase of, oh my god, he's killing me.
Okay, so that all said and done, everyone seems to be mobilizing. Dedrin's about ready to shoot Athena, I'm sure. How high up, if I dangle off the edge of the roof and I just fall straight down, how far is that fall?
You're gonna break your legs.
It's probably like, including the roof, probably about 30 feet.
Oh, but if I'm hanging off the side of the roof,
How tall are you?
I am 5'7".
Cool. So it's about 25 feet.
Okay.
With arms, 24 feet.
His arm is 24 feet. Okay. Is there like a barrel or a box or anything that I can try to land
Assassin's
on?
Creed.
Well, I have the funniest
Hold on
thought.
to.
Can I I wake up, from being annoyed. Do I just see a dangling man outside my window? Can I
Yeah.
open my window and be like, come in, you loser?
Roll a percentile.
Oh,
Okay. So
I'm actually
do
okay
you-
with whatever outcome.
D100?
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, that looks like a fun number.
55.
No, you do not.
Oh, okay.
You do actually see him dangling across the way, but no, not right in front of your window. You see him assessing and judging how much it'll hurt to fall 25 freaking feet.
I
Yep.
open my window and I just like see him and I'm like, is there a reason for all of this nonsense?
Yeah, our guy is running down an alleyway that way.
Gedrin.
Artanis,
Yes.
make a reflex save.
Reflex for falling?
Yep.
Okay, so I will make the save. I'm
As
just
you're dangling
wondering if we're gonna go with the falling rules that already exist, or if I can, or if I'm gonna go with this one. I'm not sure if because this is like totally improv, so I didn't want to take you like.
I mean, falling itself will be more based on the events, but fall damage and such will be rules as written.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So here's reflex
Just
save.
yeah.
19.
19. Okay, so as you say that way and point, you slip a little bit, but then you catch yourself and pull yourself back up to a semi-supported position.
Okay.
I just had a cartoon scene happen right there.
I had to after you said that way. You pointed, okay?
No, that's fair. I
I-
didn't specify that I pointed like an Asian with my lips, so.
I just like sigh and say, "Get off the roof!" And I pull out my pepper box and I kick my door open. And if I see the others at like their doorway, I would say, Artanis got sight of a possible murderer. I would say 2 of you should stay behind and watch over while the rest of us go." And he immediately darts for the staircase.
Okay, so I will drop from the best position that I have ascertained according to the rules.
Okay, you drop. Give me an acrobatics check.
Stick the landing.
That's
25. All right. You do find some boxes, which reduces the fall to about 20 feet, and you manage to roll with them in such a way that they're not falling over and you don't trip off of them and all that. But I am still going to give you about 10 feet of damage, so yeah, you can take 6 fall damage.
6.
So you were saying it was going to be rules as written, right? So is this non-lethal, or is this lethal? I have the rules open if you want to ask me. As soon as I
I
started
didn't
doing
think
this.
fall damage was that intense. Yeah. What's if it's non-lethal? Then yeah, it's
Yeah.
non-lethal.
I'll just read it out to you, and you can make the
Everything's
call from
intense in
there.
Pathfinder.
Creatures that fall
Everything.
take 1d6 points of damage per 10 feet fallen to a maximum of 20d6. Creatures
Right.
that take lethal damage from a fall land in a prone position. If a character deliberately jumps instead of merely slipping or falling, the damage is the same, but the first 1d6 is non-lethal damage. A DC 15 acrobatics check allows the character to avoid any damage from the first 10 feet fallen, and converts any damage from the second 10 feet to non-lethal damage.
Okay, yeah, then it's definitely 6 non-lethal. I'm totally okay with that.
6 non-lethal, ouch. Pull the muscle. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna chase after this guy. I'm gonna
Okay.
cast Mage Armor, but other than that, I will use every subsequent turn to run.
Okay, so
You're a wizard, Zero.
let's think about this. Well, especially if you're running, you're not just taking 2 movements. That's 4 times. Let me do some math real quick here.
Yes, sir. You're
20,
definitely allowed to
30.
do that after
30, 50, 60, 70,
the
80.
shit I'm doing.
All right, so from what I've got here, this is 80 feet across.
Okay.
So, wait. 3 feet is 80 feet. Good to know.
Okay.
Not arbitrary sounding at all.
You guys can figure out who's staying, who's going.
I mean, definitely a split-second decision, but yeah, I'm going.
Oh yeah, no, you are.
I'm donning my armor.
Well, here's the question: do they want Karzarath to stay with the party, or does he go after the thing as well with the flight?
You
His,
probably want to stay with the party or stay
Yeah,
with
see-
the.
That was my thought. Is
Stay in
essentially
the tavern.
playing as
Yeah.
proof that I have witnesses.
Yeah, Cece would take your hand, Karzarath, and say, "No, you stay with me. We can take on if he loops back around and comes here, and you and I have a saying that we know can separate you from an imposter." And I'll look to Vare and say, "Is there anything I can do to help so that way you can
help
catch
me
up to
don
them?"
my armor, please.
Yep, and I will help Vare, and I will flag for Karzarath to do the same so we can get Vare out the door.
And as he's helping, Karzarath will say, "If you catch the bastard, give him a hard hit for me."
I plan to.
Boop.
That Amanda?
This way. There.
If it helps or doesn't, I would also like to be running, so I'd probably be with Artanis.
Oh,
Right.
I imagine he crash lands onto the floor as I'm booting open the front door.
Pretty much.
And it makes a really good scene.
Mm-hmm.
6 to get to there.
Superhero landing, and then Dedrin's like, "Hell, you're a bird to fuck off."
Superhero landing, and then I'm just like, take the stairs next time.
What I'm imagining is the camera is behind Dedrin, and he goes and kicks the door open, and then bam! A bunch of dust flies from Artanis hitting the deck.
And I look,
Me
I
too.
look, I,
That's
and I
exactly what I
look
was
to my,
thinking too.
and I look to my left, and there's a man with his face planted firmly in the dirt.
Right?
So,
Skill is really
120 feet of movement every round would get you to Tower Street in 6 rounds.
Sounds good, sir.
And I, on the run over, can I do a perception check to see if there are any guards in the street that I can call out to?
Sure. That would certainly slow you a little bit. So I would probably limit you to just double moving versus running.
That is acceptable.
So yeah, 6 rounds. If your movement speed is 30 feet and you are booking it, otherwise it's going to take longer to get to this point. For whatever reason.
I would then, if that's the case, I would tell Artanis to continue ahead. I'm going to try and get us some backup.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
about 40 seconds pass and Artanis makes his way to here, getting over his sore ankles. As you get to here, as you might imagine, let me just shift you over. As you get to here, as you might imagine, there is no Karzarath stand-in anywhere around here. They did look on the move when you saw them.
Kraken time.
Dedrin, what's your speed? Is it 30?
I
Or
have
are
a lot
you
of
weighed
equipment, so it is 20.
Okay, so you'd be moving on the turns that you are looking around. You would be moving 40, so a third of Artanis. So like,
Yeah, I'm gonna be a bit behind because I'm also looking for guards.
cool. So you get to like about
Sure.
here in the run.
I'm also going to be lagging way behind.
Okay.
Um,
So who's going with?
Arzarath
Or
is
I
staying
should ask,
behind.
who's staying behind?
I'm
Karzrath
going.
is.
I'm
Okay.
going when I can.
and Cece
Are you
staying
running
behind
or are
with
you
Karzrath.
looking around?
I'm just trying to find Dedrin or Artanis.
Okay, well in that case you can probably definitely keep pace with you can keep pace with Dedrin.
Okay. I'll find him, and since he knows where we're going, I imagine.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, if you are donning your armor, I think that takes like a minute.
He does have 2
Hold
people
on.
helping him.
It takes a pretty long time, but with somebody helping, it takes way less.
I imagine. Just
I think the number is something ridiculous, like 10 minutes.
armor and shields. Don hastily. Don hastily, half plate, or what kind of armor do you have?
Full.
Full plate. You have full plate, so it takes you 2 minutes to don hastily your entire full plate, unless you would like less than your full plate.
Well, I mean, I wanted it to be functional. As long
Okay.
as it's functional, then I mean, does it? So 2 minutes is with somebody helping me.
2 minutes is donned hastily with someone helping you.
Well, no, actually, I should probably get it all the way on.
Okay.
It'll mess with my sword arm.
Okay, so then that'll take 4 minutes, and you would need to have help anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So, unfortunately, you are going to be back a little bit.
This is what I'm saying.
And then... Perception from Dedrin?
I wonder if there's any enchantments
Yes,
that I
sir.
can get so I can sleep in my armor.
Alright. Perception for looking for guards.
Okay. Um, 19. You spot like one guard. They just so happen to be in the market area around with you. And as you call out, it seems pretty urgent. And basically, even if it is nothing, this guard's obliged to deal with whatever it is and then report that it was nothing anyway. So he's going to fall.
Yeah, my shout to him would be less so follow me, but it'd more be like, hey, maybe let the sheriff know or gather up more guards. We have a possible murderer on Tower Street. Converge there. We're going. And I would then sprint off.
Right, okay. So from that point,
I'm very clearly running with my pepper box drawn, and they know me in this area, kind of. So that would be my, like, hey, converge on Tower Street.
from that point forward, you can move 60 feet per round because you are not using your perception. This guard does start running up Water Street and then Main Street afterwards. Artanis, you are at the crossroads where you saw the figure that you also saw was moving, but you didn't exactly catch where.
Okay, so I am gonna. Oh, man, survival is like one of two skills I don't have proficiency in. Fuck. I'm gonna try survival, but I am going to.
Ranger's your next class.
I have considered it. I'm gonna talk to Athena. Athena, in my wildest dreams, I can see where the ancients walked, and with that, Athena is gonna use Figment's fluidity, and I'm gonna change my perception bonus to a survival bonus. And I will spend a point from my Phrenic pool to roll with advantage.
Okay, 16 plus 12, 28.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You are not able to move at full speed. At best, you might be able to move twice. I'm going to limit you to 30 feet movement, and this is hasty.
Yes, I will take it.
1.5 is 40 feet, so 1.3 or something. Fuck, I don't know. You follow it, for a couple rounds. Oops. Damn it.
I'm getting stretched out.
You follow these threads for a couple rounds. Dedrin takes you a whole minute to get up to about where Artanis is because he just has to be slow. You manage to catch up around the church front.
Oh.
The tracks are still going.
As I catch up to him, huffing and puffing, I'm like, I got guards to converge on Tower Street. What do you have?
The tracks seem to be moving in this direction. I think it's moving towards the cathedral. Right. I'm not lying with that, right? It's headed towards the cathedral.
It might be. It just seems to be heading northeast.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I wouldn't have said it's heading towards the cathedral.
Yeah, it looks more like Church Street than Cathedral.
Okay.
I do that.
Oh, that's what I heard. Okay.
I do that soldier thing where I put my hand on his back with my gun in the air. I'm following him. I'm covering the flank, and I'm just we'll lead the way. We have guards, hopefully converging and surrounding Tower Street any moment now.
All right.
Let's get this son of a bitch.
Let's catch him and end this.
All right. So, again, following lets you pretty much go 30 feet at a time. So, I suppose you could suspend your look for a little bit and then get back into it. So I would allow you to go roughly 60 feet. So get you a little further and a little further as you're going.
And I'm keeping my eyes out while I'm following them.
Gonna be a while.
You've got half of your armor on at this point. It's been 2-ish minutes.
I'm gonna get a comfort enhancement, but it's gonna cost me 5,000.
If by the time you get here the bad guy is just a corpse, we'll let you get a kick in. We'll make you.
Yay! Thank you! Yay!
It's the least we can do.
Number plate armor.
Hey, I've been doing a lot of damage. It's time for me to let other people do some damage.
That's very true. You do punch like a truck.
We'll get you an armored snuggie.
It's called an enhancement. It's a comfort enhancement. It's not even a spell.
I prefer armored snuggie.
Yeah,
it would basically be an armored snuggie. They would have like comforters lining the armor.
What about a cup holder? You got a cup holder in there?
Yeah, that costs you 5 gold extra.
Yeah, that costs more.
All right.
Okay, so
Hang on.
sorry about that
Need to-
tangent. That was just a really funny tangent.
No, it's okay. Just need to grab something.
Well, while you're armoring up, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
All right.
Right? Things about to go
That's-
down.
That enhancement costs even more to go to the bathroom in your armor.
Auto
There's
filtration.
a zipper.
Auto filtration. It's called a hose.
Could be magical.
Yeah, it could.
So, Artanis and Dedrin are making their way up Church Street. Oh
Walking
no, I
fast.
stretched you guys out. And, I'm going to... There's Tryon, CC and Cars rather staying back. Artanis and Dedrin. Okay, you're back. Good. No, he hasn't armored up yet.
I'm still doing it. Just go slower if you rush me.
And I'm gonna pull everyone to quite an old map.
Gonna be it.
This nerd.
Artanis and Dedrin as well, mostly Dedrin, as Dedrin is keeping a watch above the ground. You do see there is a wyvern-looking person hunched over two bodies.
Wow.
What are you doing? This has to be fast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to get the jump on him and like try to make my way here.
All right, go ahead and move.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your
I'm doing the
your
same.
speed. So what? 5, 15, 20, 30. Yeah, that works. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. Okay. So you guys move, and then you're not being very stealthy at all as you are charging up. Well, this Karzrath seems to notice and is actually going to begin sprinting away.
Oh, well, I'm gonna chase after him.
But with a real Karzrath in
Yeah,
that
man.
situation, he would fly.
Right? That's true.
5, 15, 20.
We got a damn changeling on our hands.
30, and then 35, 45, and then he climbs 15 feet up this wall. So it's aura of 1.5 to signify. What am I doing? I need something. The Whip, extended version by Kevin McLeod.
Ooh, I like this.
How dare I forget music?
If we have music, does that mean we have initiative?
Yeah, I think that does. Oops.
Initiative.
I am honestly, just because of how things played out, going to put them at 16. So.
Yeah, and I'm
So-
gonna ride the horse to
You'll
them.
get here in 50 rounds.
Yeah, 50 rounds, just 50 instead of 100.
So Artanis.
Yes, sir. Let's see here. Let's see. Got 30. Oh, go away. Okay, I've got 30 feet
Mhm.
there. Okay, so I'm gonna move over here. And then how far is this guy on me? He's 15 feet up, you said, right?
Yeah, he is.
35 and 15 up. That's... What's that, like, roughly 40 feet if you take the hypotenuse?
Sorry. 35, 15.
So, like, a straight line?
Right. Yeah, I'd probably say 40 feet makes sense.
Alright, well, I can't reach him right away, so I'm throwing a freaking horseshoe.
Okay. Um,
Okay.
so what's the range on that? I think improvise don't have a great range.
Well, this horseshoe has a range increment of 20.
Okay,
because
so
it's a horseshoe.
20, 40, so like a -2?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, he's not currently armed yet, right? He's just trying to
He
climb.
does have a blade in his hand, but he is running.
Okay. I was gonna make use of a feat that gives me just a little bit of a bump to hit this guy, but that's okay. I don't think I have any other bonuses.
One-armed
so...
climbing.
Oh, well, is he flat-footed since he's climbing?
Is that a thing?
Flat-footed? Oh,
Climbing. Flat-footed.
oh, I don't know. It's up to you to determine if he's vulnerable or not.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I will note it's not a large blade. It is more knife than dagger.
More knife than dagger. Got it. Okay.
So he is able to hold on to this and still get his fingers around to be climbing.
Ooh, I don't
Okay.
think that's gonna hit.
I don't think that's gonna hit either. That misses him as he's climbing and clangs sort of bell-like against the stone, puffing out a bit of freshly pulverized dust.
Oh, got it.
Dedrin.
Okay.
What does sprinting while in initiative entail, or running?
Running is a full round action. It gives you 4 times your speed or 3 times your speed if you're like encumbered, which you would be. And it lowers your AC, I think by 2, but maybe more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
You
I
lose
can
your dex
run-
bonus to your AC while you run.
Okay, so I can run 60. And this is like a gateway, right? I can get through here.
Yes. This is a gate, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna sprint my way under here to get to the other side. Like,
Sure. Yeah, I would have to put you there.
yeah.
Okay.
And
that-
I give a knowing nod to Artanis. We've done this maneuver before back home in Magnemar. I give him the look of, the good old pincer.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy continues to climb. It's going to climb up and then climb over, taking a step, and jumping down. So I'll roll a few. Okay. That's damage taken. And let me acrobatics just to check. Okay. And mark that. Okay. Artanis.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it seems like he's climbed up and around the gate.
So how high is the gate?
About 30-ish feet.
Well, I have an idea. So I don't know what the rules are on jumping.
Mm-hmm.
What would the DC be to jump up to the top of the gate in one fell swoop?
I'm okay. Let's look at relevant skills.
know it's
I would
based
not
on
let you do so.
acrobatics.
That just
Oh, I have a method. I'm not just saying, oh yeah, I can do it with a nat 20. I promise I have a plan. I wouldn't do this to you, Dieter.
You sure about that?
I have a plus 27. Can I jump up the 30-foot wall?
I might in a second.
I mean, do some pole vaulting.
With end spell.
4 feet high jump. Running jump. The result of your acrobatic check indicates a distance traveled. Acrobatics DC for high jumps. 4 feet is DC 16 plus 4 feet is plus 4 per foot. Every foot you want to jump. So 5 feet up would be a DC 20.
Oh, well, I mean, 30 feet up is near impossible, so I guess I'm not doing that method.
What were you thinking of? Might still be able to
gonna-
work with it.
I was gonna cast a jump spell on myself, but even with a plus 20 to my bonus, I wouldn't be able to jump up to the top of the thing.
Well, a plus 20 would... Well, it would get you at least an additional 5 of whatever you wanted to do.
So he's up on top now already?
Oh, he already jumped over.
None of them are. Dedrin is in the gates.
No, I was
The
talking about the perp.
Karzarath is down on the other side, and Artanis is still still back here.
Okay, but yeah,
Cars or ain't.
I guess I would try that then. I'm gonna. Okay, so if I cast the jump spell, I would be able to climb more easily. You're saying?
I would say so.
Okay. If you say so, then I will do it because it is more theatric.
At the very least for the first bit of climbing, because that is an acrobatics check.
Okay. So I am gonna. Oh, the spot where I hit with the horseshoe. Would that be a good foothold?
Yeah, I would give you a +2 bonus on a check.
Okay. So I have to, because I picked a weird archetype, I have to remember this spell. So I'm gonna roll on a percentile.
Oh, right. Most likely you're gonna remember it, I remember. Yeah, I think that's regular.
Okay, so
The foothold would
here's
be
my,
in this square.
okay, and then here's my acrobatics +2.
Excellent.
Oh,
45. How many feet is that? +4 per foot. 20 is 5 feet, so and it does follow like that. So 40 would be 10 feet. So 45 would get you 11 feet up. Is that including the +2 from the foothold?
It's not including +2, so it would be 47.
Okay. 48 would get you an extra foot. So, what did I say? 20 is 5 feet, 40 is 10 feet. So you get 11 feet of, like 11 and a half feet of jump.
So I am going for this with the understanding that it should be easier to climb. Otherwise, I would have just cast Monkey Fish, which gives me a climb speed.
Okay. All things together, I would say having a climb speed would be better.
Oh, okay. So can we just say I did that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So climb speed.
Up you go.
Up I go.
Monkey fish.
And then that result would have been a 27 instead.
Okay. That's plenty. Let's it takes you 30 feet to get here. So cutting into your climb by 5, you'd have 25 feet, and you'd faster movement. No, climb. Okay. Accelerated climbing. Oh,
And
that's
as I'm
different.
climbing this wall, I'm gonna send Athena to keep an eye on the perpetrator.
right. Okay, so I would basically allow you with your movement to be able to like get your hand over the top of the wall, but you're gonna be like hanging there for a bit.
Oh no, I like that. That's quite generous.
All
I
right.
think.
Yeah. So, okay. Dedrin.
Yes, sir. I'm just gonna go where I can go. 5, 20, and I'm going to spin the barrel of my pepper box,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna aim it to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna put one finger in my ear, and I'm gonna let loose a flare.
Flare
Ooh.
around.
All right. You do so, and it becomes very apparent for those guards and anyone else.
It's red. I had a red one chambered.
Yeah. Excellent. That goes out, and that'll come to relevancy, I suppose.
Maybe.
That was action and movement, so
Bear knows where to go.
Ver does.
Yeah. Nice.
What do I do from here? Let me check the
Your
bigger
villain
map.
sprains their ankle and gets caught. That's what you Just kidding. Obviously. do.
They're there. Okay. Unfortunately for you, you catch a bit of the perp as they sprint off the screen this way. Let me just see. So that's 15, and then
15 more off screen.
let's just give a random attribute. So plus 15, and then continuing. What's your speed? It is okay. Yeah, didn't I thought so. Yeah. Okay. So he's a little bit off. Actually, I should probably reduce that because it gets very wooded. But yeah, I'm gonna cut that in half and say he's 60 feet off screen south as he dives into the heavy foliage. Artanis.
Okay, 60 feet off, so I'm up here. 5, 10, 15. Am I gonna do it? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to jump into the tree to soften my landing, or if that's a push, that works too.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I gotta go
I have
in.
a unique question real quick.
Sure.
Does the flare light up enough of the surrounding area for Artanis to be able to see him through the brush from his vantage?
Enough. Yeah. I would say there's enough. But it seems Artanis is keen on getting down on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me acrobatics as you leap your way down.
Okay.
You trying for a tackle?
I just gotta try to catch this guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Ooh.
take some damage, and I'll be prone like somewhere here if I'm doing the long jump.
Yeah, unfortunately. It was deliberate, so that first D6 is going to be non-lethal, but the lethal is going to be 9, and then non-lethal is 1.
Okay.
But that would have been like your action to do.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't think I have very much past that. I'm gonna laugh if I have like slow fall in here somewhere. Because that
Well,
would
it's not
have
like
been,
you remember.
right? I'm pretty sure I
mean, you have the rest of your. Oh, it takes a full move action to get up from prone, right?
I think it's half your movement.
That is a 5e thing.
Oh, is it? Okay, well then I will spend my action to get up, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that is what I'll do. And
That's pretty much.
with the flare lighting him up, Athena's still overhead. I'm gonna get ready to chase after him.
Okay. Dedrin, you hear some clangs of a few guards off screen but charging towards your turn.
Okay. This is a wooded area, right?
Yeah, it is. If I bring everyone back here, that is up here.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So I would just do my best to just very loudly shout like he's in the woods.
Okay.
Scour the woods, and I would follow Artanis with my full sprint. Was there any penalty just moving one diagonal? I know there's multiple diagonals, but there's a penalty to just moving one.
If you haven't moved, well, the first diagonal is 5 feet, and if you haven't moved, you can take a 5-foot step.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking. If moving one diagonal is still 5 feet, because I know.
No, you're good.
10, right? And then I would just basically get right next to Artanis.
Okay.
If you're actually sprinting, you can actually catch that guy with your current speed.
Well, I have 60.
Well, that's 2 movements, right? But running, like running, that's times 4 your speed.
No,
isn't it?
he's 20 speed, so his running is times 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I get next to you, basically.
Okay.
And
We're gonna get there eventually, and we have backup, so.
Yeah.
so this creature is going to not run, but move and try to hide from your gaze. Which I mean, he's in the woods, getting a decent bonus from it.
We got perceptions of these two, though.
No, gimme. Okay. Okay. That didn't help too much. Okay, so normal speed, or half your normal speed, so, and a stealth check of this. Okay. Got it. So, as far as you can tell, until you make a perception check, they are hidden behind a tree.
Okay.
Behind many trees.
Many trees. Okay. Did Athena also lose sight of him as he was like looking for a spot to hide?
I mean, not necessarily. Yeah, yes, I would say so.
Okay.
You know, the trees have not lost their leaves. They are still fairly dense, and if Athena wants to get close, then you know, attacks might happen.
I'll take that risk.
Okay. So Athena is getting close.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I will actually, in light of the bird being close, stealth would not have really happened.
Okay.
It would have been an attack.
Okay.
So, attack on your bird.
Okay.
Ooh.
A 22? I don't exactly know.
That hits. I was gonna look for Athena's stats. No, that hits clearly.
All right. That's gonna be 9 damage to the bird.
Yes, Athena poofs out of existence.
Slicing the bird into nothing and continue moving on because he did not stealth at the moment. Yeah. Would that be it? No, you started your turn there. You can do stuff.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna run right up to this guy.
Okay. As you get further, it does become difficult terrain, so your 120 is cut to 60. If
Okay.
you would like to, run.
Yes.
Okay, so let's put you here, and let's 60. Let's do that. Dedrin.
Okay. I'm just at this point now. I'm just following until I can get a shot off.
Okay. In that case, you'll pretty much be here plus 20 extra feet because it starts becoming difficult.
We're basically keeping up this chase and preventing this dude from actually hiding. Like,
Yeah.
as long as we have eyes on, he ain't going nowhere. It's like Spider-Man 1, you're locked in here with me. I got 13 minutes. Or 3 minutes. We're Randy Savage. He's Peter Parker.
You gonna
Yeah.
kick your ass?
Locked in here with us.
I thought that was
Hey,
Rorschach.
Bear.
It was also Randy Savage.
I think you can be done with your armor at this point.
Hooray!
Hey!
All right, so I'm gonna go get Hope and saddle up.
Okay.
Can I still see? Is there still a flare in the sky? I wouldn't think so, right?
You'd be able to catch. There's some stuff there.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'd go towards that.
Okay.
Horseback.
This creature senses that the chase is not over, and perhaps losing you is not the best option. So they are just going to keep running. And admittedly, to save a bit of time as this is happening, I will say, for narrative purposes, a couple guards and Baylor do show up to the scene. They do take note of the dead bodies, the bodies. There's some blood under one of them, under one of the tokens. You two chase and pretty much end up getting to this edge where you watch this creature had dove into the river. And unfortunately, that seems to be it.
I am so tempted to jump in since I also have a swim speed.
I say you do it, and I'll just. Can I just blind fire into the water a couple shots?
Yeah, absolutely. You can use your resources.
How about before Artanis jumps in the water, you blind shot
Yeah, that
after?
was my plan. Like I was hoping maybe if as he's jumping, I can try and shoot him, but no, I'm gonna blind fire when I see him jump into the water. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Listen, if a single hits, that's still good, because then we draw blood.
I'm gonna let you do that. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll fire two shots off.
Okay. Okay. I am going to take those because of the tense situation. AC perfect, especially because of the running. So, yeah, both of those hit. even if their accuracy would have been lowered due to the woods and concealment and such, they are going to hit, and they do leave a blast of fleshy debris behind before it jumps into the water, to which Artanis follows. So
Yes.
I guess I can
I'm
bring you
sending
guys
in my
over here.
hellhound. Sick
This
'em,
is
boy.
going to be a little less turn order E, so I'm
Okay.
just kind of gonna drop that.
Okay.
Um, you do see this murky splotch. It's hard to tell if it's like humanoid blood or if there's something wrong with it or anything. It's dark out, but you do see a splotch underneath the bridge, or like going towards the bridge.
Okay. And even swimming after this thing, does it seem like I'm gaining on it, or does this thing have a swim speed too?
You seem to be gaining on it a little bit.
Okay.
But it is also, as you you're swimming up, you're getting to the Tanner's Bridge as well. It has not gone straight to the other side. It has turned into the marshy area.
Okay. I will attempt to follow it.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
As you are getting closer, the other Karzarath pops up in a familiar location. Picks up something. Just sort of looks like a clump of something, maybe even just a rock, and then sort of dashes into the nearby woods as you make your way onto shore. And then, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that this chase
Okay.
is over.
Okay. I'll give that to you.
That being the case, I would like to reconvene after a break.
Woo!
One question before the break. I
Sure,
assume
sure.
I see them resurface, and I see
You
homie run into the marsh, and then
Yeah, you do.
okay.
It's quite far away. It might even be out of range of your weapon.
Yeah, I'm just there to get doing the thing where I know where they went.
Right, yeah.
Lost another flare.
Okay. We're going to break for now. Right. Welcome back. You just got done with a chase that, at the very least, let you get a little bit of information and let you catch the murderer off guard. And actually, seen as it is late, I actually need I need some rolls. I need a fortitude save from Ver, Artanis, and Karzarath. Now keep in mind that you do have the +4 from the heal checks earlier.
Oh,
Oh, that's what it was. I thought it was going to be for staying up, and I was like, but I got sleep. No, they're just fucking sick pieces of junk.
All right, so
23, so it's 27?
I believe
Mm-hmm.
mine's a +7.
So 26.
Yep.
I'm sure it's a +7.
Okay.
Nice.
29 total.
Excellent. You all collect, you three, you feel something set in within you. But you are able to overcome it. It's hard to say if it's over, but it seems to at least not eat at you at the moment.
All right. Good round of rolls, boys.
Yeah, good rolls.
Time to get another one of them shits going tomorrow, just in case.
Right.
Yeah.
Get that healer to.
So,
I was like, me? I wasn't even there. What the heck's going on?
There, with with hope, especially if you're running with, well, mechanically
galloping.
running with hope.
Yeah.
You
She
make
loves
your
to.
way up quite expediently. I can. There, and let me grab my Baylor token.
I would, once I see that Artanis resurfaced and all that go down, I would definitely begin my walk back through the forest towards the guards at the north gate.
Right, okay.
Imagine that's probably where I'd find him. I imagine I found the guards too and moved along with them.
Yes, you have definitely basically gone with the guards. So let me go for that. Okay, so actually Artanis, you got something else going on. You dove into like so let's bring us back to here. There you can see that there are a small handful of guards standing around, a couple over here, a couple over here. You can see Baylor through the gate. Sandpoint isn't known for having an extensive guard, even with help from Agnamar. But yeah, Dedrin is making his way back. Dedrin, you spot Baylor and one other guard standing there where the flare was.
I had imagined that I would get myself over to Baylor.
Okay.
I mean, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, you guys have free reign of your tokens.
Yeah, and I'd put my power box back in its holster, and I'd walk up and see Ver and see Baylor and I'd begin my talk, and I'd say, "It is good you are here, Sheriff. Me and my compatriot, Artanis, he spotted this murderer. We chased him, we followed him to this location where we caught him over those two bodies. We chased him into the woods. I managed to hit him twice, and then he dove into the waters and into the marsh. Artanis followed, but he lost him, it seemed. He should hopefully be joining us at some point. We did not catch him, but as I said, I did hit him, and I would perhaps suggest stationing guards at every entrance of Sandpoint, and if anyone tries entering, checking them for wounds on their person."
What are those things?
Those are guards.
Those are guards.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see now.
They're not exactly armored up like this, but, they're guards.
It looked like some horrific monster or something.
They all just crawl out of the ground and started attacking you. No,
Awesome.
Baylor nods to you. Understood. We'll make sure to do so.
And I would look at Varen back at Baylor and say, "And I can confirm that the member in our group, the one known as Khazarath, he is being impersonated. This murderer has taken his look and is trying to frame him for these murders, it seems. As if you send some of your men back to the tavern, you will find that Khazarath has been there this entire time, while we have been busy chasing this fake."
I understand.
Did you see where? Did you see where he went?
Yes, Artanis and myself both witnessed this figure running into the marshes. I believe that is our next place of interest.
We've really got to get down deep into that place this time.
And he is wounded, so he's most likely leaving a trail of blood.
Excellent.
And I look at Baylor, and I look at Varen, and I say, "If you would not mind, Sheriff, would it be all right if I looked at these bodies with your men?"
Please do.
And I look at Vare, and I say, "Vare, you are more than welcome to check with me as well."
All right. I'll come with you, boss.
You are my muscle, after all.
Yeah. Somebody comes out of the bushes, I'll be there.
So as you approach, you can see that there is blood present, but it looks as though the blood is only present for one of the bodies.
Interrupted. The ritual is incomplete.
As it would seem, this body is
Ritual.
much more heavily mutilated, whereas this one just seems to have a welt on the side of his head.
Is he breathing?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. I put fingers down, feel a pulse.
I guess make a medicine check. Is there medicine or is it heal?
Heal. Yeah.
Just heal. Okay, yeah. My bad. Make a heal check.
Okay.
How dare you, sir? No, just kidding.
That's good enough. It takes a little bit, but you find a pulse, and you see breath.
I kind of I do that
Fucking
movie
score.
thing where I look back at the sheriff and I'm like, this one's still alive.
Yeah. This thing's wide open now. Well, I mean, we already know what he looks like, and that's what he knows, but... It's exciting. the first one we found that's been alive.
I'd basically be on it. Like, we need to get him to the nearest doctor. You guys got a hospital here? Where can we bring him?
Sandpoint ER.
Well, we have a few places. Seeing as he is hurt, it would likely help to bring him to the cathedral. They have potions and spells. I will have my men get on that. I'm more concerned about this one. And two of the men help to hoist this individual who I should say
Might want to make sure the other guy's fully dead too. So
is a human individual, and you can see that the man is missing a finger on one of his hands.
The still living
left
man
hand
is missing a finger.
Yeah, the guy that got zonked out. To be clear, it is not bloody. It is healed over. That is a long since lost finger. Just giving a description of the individual. This body, however, you watch as Baylor reaches down and pulls a scrap of paper and looks at it. And then looks at you. You should probably get this to your group, though I am much appreciative that you were able to thwart this. It seems that this note was premeditated, and the killer thought that they could get away with it.
I'll hold my hand out for the letter as he's talking.
He will hand it to you, and Ver, you can read it over his shoulder, and
I would look.
On the back, it does say Karzarath, but on the front,
it says your lordship.
Says the relevant information.
Interesting.
As you let my dog.
Okay. So. Okay. Wow, that actually might crack the case, because we talked about this last session. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
As you let my dog die.
Yeah. So, as I take the letter, just to remove any suspicions, and I doubt he would be, considering we were chasing, but just to remove any suspicions, as I'm reading the letter and I take it from the sheriff, does the sheriff look injured at all?
I would call for a perception check if it was more subtle, but the way that you blasted the dude's the creature's back, you don't need a perception check to notice that there doesn't seem to be any visible scarring, and Baylor seems to be functioning at full capacity, if a bit tired.
Okay. Okay. I will take the letter, and I just want to give a because I know you said the body's mutilated. Is it? I want to give it a quick once-over. Is the body mutilated in the same pattern as the other bodies we found? And is the symbol anywhere, or did we catch him just in time to where he couldn't leave it?
It is mutilated the same way the jaw is torn up. There are cuts and bites across the body. The shirt is ripped off, and there is the Sihedron bare on the chest. it would seem that the razor, the knife that the creature ran away with, was utilized for this. And yeah, you look upon this halfling man, actually.
Oh damn, little guy.
Yeah.
Okay, because Dedrin is new to the scene still, and he doesn't know what went down. He just knows he was sent here after the whole kerfuffle with the goblins to act as like extra security or whatnot. So Dedrin would ask the Sheriff Baylor, the names of anyone who would be, dog owners in the town, or who may have been dog owners.
Does the note actually talk about a dog thing?
It does.
Yep.
So as you say that, Baylor, he just kind of like
die.
his eyebrows kind of go up, and he like tilts his head and scratches behind. It's like, there are a fair number of dog owners around here. We can try, but that might take a while.
Well, he's not a dog owner anymore.
Yes, any folk in town that you know that, as this letter speaks of goblins, do you know of any dog owners who may have had tragedy fall when your town was attacked?
Not to my knowledge, no. I understand there were several pets and even a couple individuals who fell, but I don't know the specifics. I suppose we might have that cataloged somewhere, but unfortunately, animal death is not exactly recorded to the same degree.
Yes, understood. Well, if you have it cataloged anywhere, that would be very useful. It is likely that the murderer may be very much so a citizen in your fair town here, Sheriff.
Well, that doesn't bode particularly well, but I'll try to get my men on it. And I myself.
Yes, and I would kindly ask you to send a letter or send someone to the inn that I am staying in once that man wakes up from his attack. I would like to question him myself.
Sure, I can let that happen.
And I'll look at Ver and I'll say, "Now, Ver, how fast are you on that horse of yours?"
Pretty fast, boss.
Would you do me a favor? While I walk to the water's edge and meet up with Artanis, can you deliver this to the others? And I will hand him the piece of paper.
You got it. And I'll just tear off.
And
all right.
while he's on horseback heading to the tavern, I will walk my way down to the water's edge to meet up with a very soggy Artanis.
Okay. So, speaking of, I'd like to know, Artanis, would you have, taken the Tanner's Bridge back? What sort of pathing are you working with here?
That's a good question. Hold on, let me get back on the... Okay, so Tanner's Bridge would lead me onto Undercliff Way and back up towards Church Street.
Yeah, you'd be able to get to High Street from there.
There's no way back up from the cliff I jumped off of, right?
No, you'd that would be pretty demanding.
Okay.
This is a decent bluff going along here.
Okay.
As this is an undercliff.
Yeah, I guess we can probably retroactively say after Dedrin sees that I lost the guy, I probably could have talked with him via message, the cantrip.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah, so Dedrin could probably set a rendezvous point, and I would be meeting him there, if that's okay.
Yeah.
You know
Okay.
what? You know what's a good rendezvous point? And just out of kind of irony, Dedrin would set the rendezvous point for the murder site at the
Sawmill.
woodcutter place. Yep.
Okay.
Of course. All right. So, Fair, where were you going? Were you going back to the Rusty Dragon?
Yeah, I believe I was going back to the Rusty Dragon to deliver the message.
All
The
right.
British are coming. The British are coming.
Yeah.
By the way, who's holding on to the
Or
note?
Veer.
Dedrin or Ver?
I
Fair.
gave the note to Vare to go breakneck
Okay.
speed and deliver it back to the tavern for the others to read.
Right.
Yep.
Uh,
And I do thus.
and then the two of you
I'm
are
ordered.
able to eventually make your way Sawmill. I will focus in on the tavern at present. So, Ver makes it back.
I go in and find them. Karzarath and Cece.
Not too hard to find, as it is a
Pretty small and
active moment, energized moment. They are resting in the first floor, so they are there.
and I will deliver the letter unto them.
Of course.
Kazrath will take the letter and read it.
I shall
No.
do this. I guess technically I shouldn't do Artanis, but whatever. Show to players.
Mhm.
So
Huh.
reading this, Kazrath just looks up to Cece. I think I know who did it.
Ooh.
And proceeds to tell of the events that happened the day of the festival, of the goblin chase, the getting to save the dog just too late, the man who was devastated and angry, and the location it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'll rather
Which I
Open
will
and
note. This did happen at the North Gate. During the Goblin raid. Yes, there was a dog slaughtered.
loudered.
Karzarath, would you mind giving me a knowledge local check with a +10 bonus?
Knowledge local.
25. Okay. You do remember this individual, and were you the one holding on to the iron key that you got at the family?
I believe so.
At the back of your mind, something important calls out to you, like there's some important connecting information about that key, the key with a crest on it.
And by the way, I do impart the knowledge that one of them survived. One of the victims survived. Yeah, one of them. They found one of them. He was still breathing.
Karzrath, unless you'd like to keep it stowed, I would assume you're taking,
yeah, he's gonna take it
taking a
out.
look at it.
Yeah, he's gonna take it.
So this large, not even that large, but this iron key has this heraldic symbol of a curious flower surrounded by thorns. This is a foxglove. This is the foxglove family crest.
Dun,
And the
dun,
man
dun.
that you remember as having their dog slaughtered was Aldern Foxglove. You are aware, and I'm going to make everyone real mad. You are aware that Aldern tends to come into town every once in a while. You're a local. You grew up here. He's a very boisterous individual. You know that there is a Foxglove estate, and it's a ways away, but not too far away. But there's been a lot of bad things that have happened around that manor. So much so that you recall a common name given to the Foxglove Manor: the Misgivings. You do know the rough location of the Misgivings. And I will say that if you go down to the bottom, the Sandpoint hinterlands, the Misgivings is on a bluff about 3 miles. Yeah, about 3 miles west of the Hambley farm. So it's on the coast. You are able to recall all of this. You even remember the boar hunt that you went on as a reward for saving him from the goblins. And that is all information that you have recalled.
It all comes flooding back.
The irony is, somehow, as the player, I kind of knew it probably had to come back to that guy, but we were
Especially,
saying it as a joke.
especially since the DM went out of his way to make him angry.
But
Um,
I
all right.
knew it.
So, you gonna tell people, or are we just gonna...
Charizard is going to fill everyone in that's there of what he remembered and all the information he's known.
Foxglove, I think, is all players, so yes. He describes this individual to you,
Oh, so that's
To-
a dead man.
to the others around you.
That's what a
and
dead man looks like. Interesting.
Yes.
while that is
take notes.
happening, Dedrin and Artanis in the Sandpoint sawmill. How's it going?
I just walk up and I see the soggy man and I say, "Well, I think you'll need some new weapons, Artanis."
That's okay. I have them delivered to me every morning.
I think we should make our way to the tavern and perhaps get you dried off.
Yeah, my heatstone is doing a pretty good job, but other than that, I'm actually okay. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. Ah, I lost track of them. Damn
Well,
it.
there's sure a blood trail to follow.
Yeah.
As we're
Yeah,
walking, I'll
It should make it easier.
let Artanis in on the writings of the note.
Okay.
Right.
Huh.
And Artanis, you are informed as you can see the notes.
Yes. Well,
Is the sheriff there too?
Nah, he went back to the...
Sheriff's doing sheriff business.
Yeah.
Sheriff's off
So
sheriffing somewhere in sheriff land.
when they get back to the tavern and Karzrat sees them, Karzrat is going to ask him to send out a flare because we're going to need the sheriff and company. I figured out who it is.
Understood. I'm going to walk back to the sheriff then. And not
What?
waste
No
the flare.
flare.
Use the Ric Flair. Woo!
So if we get back to the tavern and Karzras says that, I would say, now before I go and get the sheriff, would you like to inform me and Artanis what you know?
Karzrat fills them in on the realization and the final piece of the puzzle.
Well, I do believe it is time we find our murderer. I'll go inform the sheriff to get some of his guard ready. Perhaps he can join us. And then I will, whether they're following or not, I will leave to go find the sheriff again.
Right. Okay.
Boss, you wanna ride or did you come back to the?
I would say, why don't you and the others prepare yourselves for a journey? I'll find the sheriff on my own 2 feet.
All right, I'm ready to go. So I'm just gonna feed and stable Hope real quick, and
Actually, as I'm leaving, I would tell Artanis, get the cart ready.
How
Well, go ahead.
Karzrath, how far is the journey to get to this man's place?
Karzrath will proceed to mention every word is just as he is sharpening his dagger. He is going to make this fucking hurt on the guy.
yeah.
So it's basically like explaining it as sharpens his dagger.
Little edgy man.
Um,
Oh, he is
Artanis,
pissed.
Artanis
I'd
does
be pissed
respond
too.
to Cece. Yeah, I took a little tumble, but I could use some medical assistance on the way over. I think everyone is raring to go.
All right, I'll help you on our travels then. My only concern is that depending on how long it takes and the time of night it is, do we want to try to pursue now or do we want to try to pursue in the morning?
Well,
I think
if he's
I'll let
human,
you
he
go.
needs to sleep too. So
Give
I think
the
we're
devil
safe
no
to
rest.
sleep.
Oh, fair. Okay. I was wondering where that was going.
Yeah.
Okay. What does the rest of the group think?
I'm on my way to the sheriff.
Yep.
Right.
Okay. All right. So it looks like we're kind of recouping and regrouping.
He said get ready to journey, so he probably wanted to leave soon.
Okay, then I will. I'm gonna nap for as long as I can until Dedrin comes back and wakes me up.
Sure.
Since my day was a shoot, I've already got my full rest, so
Right. So, Artanis, you got 3 hours of sleep, and then you were on watch for 2 hours. So if you got another 3 hours, if you were allowed another,
Mm-hmm. If I was allowed another 3. So that's up to Dedrin's timing, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
If just because it's funny, if I came back, after talking to the sheriff, which I imagine we'll do the RP for, but after I come back from the sheriff, if I see Artanis sleeping, I just be like, Vera, just pick him up and put him in the back of the wagon, please. let him sleep. Just put him in the back.
You got it, boss.
Okay.
He just
I'll take
marathon ran around the entire town. I think he can sleep.
Yeah.
We'll wake
I'll be
him
as
up when
gentle
we.
as I can.
We'll wake him up when we evidently hit like a rock in the road.
Yep. That'll be his alarm clock.
all right. So, Dedrin, you do get back to the precinct and get informed that he has not yet gotten back to the precinct itself. He and a couple others are still around the scene, taking notes and cleaning up and such.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way to the north gate, where Baylor still is. He notices you. You're back. Has anything fruitful come about with discussions with the others?
Yes, actually. We believe we have the murderer.
You
And
do.
we are planning an excursion to bring him to justice as me and you speak now. We believe the murderer, and we have very good evidence to prove this, is Aldern Foxglove.
Oh. Okay.
His
I don't exactly see the connection, but
It has been revealed that his dog was unfortunately killed in the attack on Sandpoint. And he was rather angry about this. And it seems he is taking his revenge back on the still active members of your saviors. And it seems that way of revenge would be pinning murders on a member of our group.
how... Pardon me, but how do you think the undead problem is connected with this?
That is a good question.
One case at a time. You will not allow Karzarat to help with the investigation until his innocence is proven.
It is entirely possible that they are two separate cases, but for the more recent murders and the evidence we saw tonight, at least tonight's murder and perhaps even the past couple have been Aldern Foxglove. You may be dealing with two separate cases of evil in your town, Sheriff.
I see. Dedrin,
Yeah?
can I get a retroactive perception check?
Okay.
So, by that I mean a perception check and an intelligence check.
Perception and intelligence?
Yep,
Like I click on intelligence?
like both of them.
Okay. So there's perception.
Mm-hmm.
Here's intelligence.
Mm. All right. You feel like there is some connection that you're forgetting, but it's not there. It's somewhere just under the surface.
Hmm. Gotcha. Look through my notes.
Unfortunately, because I had to make the perception check retroactive, it probably won't be in your notes.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I will keep my men posted for any Aldern foxgloves that might show up.
He looks like a right prick. Keep an eye out for a guy that looks like a right
I
prick.
would say that if you wish to bring this man to justice in chains, perhaps you or some of your men would want to accompany us, as the group back at the tavern seem pretty intent on leaving his corpse behind, if you understand my meaning.
I do understand, but unfortunately, resources are a little thin right now. And like I said, if we know what's going on now, I'd like to keep my patrols up.
So, out of character here, I would just like to point out Karzak just said he was going to make it hurt. He never said kill the guy.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
He's going to make them, but he will probably make him suffer.
Good for you.
He was, in fact, the one who did it.
Good for you, little one. Let's see. Okay. I would tell him understood, and that if we can make a connection to all of the killings, the undead and the non, I will bring it back to him.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
And he will see you out. Well, not out, but off and back to the Rusty Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
I presume.
Yes.
Boop. Boop. Ta-da. Okay.
Gotta get this
Kinda
Aldrin
still sleeping.
foxglove off of my screen. He's just pissing me off with that cocky little smug face he's got going on. Bastard.
What now?
Some people go crazy and kill a bunch of goblins. Other people kill their own people.
Well, now I'm just gonna load up my bandolier. I'm gonna get my assuming Artanis readied the cart while I was gone.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna tell Fair, hey man, pick him up, put him in the back. I think it's time to go. Get us a murderer.
Dedrin, Artanis, and CC are not applicable for their long rest and can cause fatigue and exhaustion. But you can set out now. Just warning you mechanically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means I only have, what, one spell slot left?
Yeah, you spent spells,
Yeah,
so that too.
blah. Okay,
So it's up to you guys what you want to do.
well, my mage armor's duration is 5 hours. So up to you guys?
I would also like to say at some point during the day while they were out looking, Karzak would have picked up some more arrows.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still willing to chase this guy down. Strike while the iron's hot, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
I mean,
what my vote is, because then if we get him, then we can sleep it off.
Yeah. I mean,
Whereas if we don't get him, then there's still a killer on the loose. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm
True.
not exactly fresh, but I mean, pretty much everyone else is.
But now we know where to watch for his ass. He's coming out of the bog.
Yeah.
Or his agents.
What's fatigue like in this theater?
Conditions. Fatigue, I believe, is a -2 to things. Hold on. A fatigued character can neither run nor charge and takes a -2 penalty to strength and dexterity. Doing anything that would normally cause fatigue causes the fatigued character to become exhausted. After 8 hours of complete rest, fatigued characters are no longer fatigued. And exhausted, which is if you keep
Way
going,
worse.
cannot run or charge, takes a -6 penalty to strength and dexterity. After 1 hour of complete rest,
Oh,
yeah,
Never mind.
exhausted character then goes down to being fatigued.
never mind. Never mind. Cece, having confined with the gods that are speaking to her, leaps to her feet and says, "Yes, we can go. And if anybody feels extra tired, let me know. Because I have lesser restoration, which gets rid of fatigue."
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Good.
I just read the spell.
Spell slot, but still good.
kindly place Artanis in the back of the cart. Let's do this thing. Let's get us a murderer.
All right. I'll jump on Hope and let's go.
Okay.
I'll climb on behind Bear.
You all head out, or to be clear, where you guys are going, you are going to the Misgivings, the Foxglove Manor, right?
Yes.
I'm not just like piloting you somewhere you didn't ask to go.
Oh yeah,
No,
that's where
we're going.
Oh,
we're
we're
going to
definitely
home
going
base
there.
of murderer.
Yeah,
Okay,
because he's
so-
heading home.
Right. You. Oh, this is good. Oh, so good. You make your way down the Lost Coast Road as fast as you can, or perhaps slower, as Artanis is still trying to get his rest. Oops. Get back to the party.
Curled up in the cage.
Right. Yeah, and after a couple hours of travel, you come to a familiar part where it peels off into the farmlands, and you recognize that this is very close to the Hambley farm. And as you
Head out.
as you make your way a little bit past there, off to your right, to the northwest, there is another trail. And this trail takes you along this river, which, as Karzarath recalls, is the Foxglove River. You make your way up, and
They named a river after him.
When we get close enough and we actually see the manor,
Mhm.
I kind of lean back and just tap Artanis. I'm like, "Hey, pretty boy, wake up."
Okay. I awaken.
Ha! You say that like you're a vampire.
Bleh.
I awakened from my slumber.
That's going to be his next class, vampire.
So you
Don't tempt me.
cross this bridge. It does cross a bridge over the Foxglove River, and as you get closer, you can see this manor up on this bluff. But as you get closer, the area around you, it seems as if nature itself has become sick and twisted.
Oh boy.
As you get closer, nettles and thorns grow more prominently. Trees that get closer and closer to the manor are leafless and more bent. And the wind, as it blows up on this high bluff, seems to
Boy.
be unnaturally cold and shrill as it whistles through the cliffside crags. And I actually should probably turn off this, but I'm gonna turn on this.
So, you think this guy's evil, or...
As we approach, can I make a perception check for any blood trails?
Sure. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Padow.
22. Unfortunately, you do not see any blood, though you are pretty certain of what you've seen.
Yeah.
You approach to the manor at the edge of the cliff, at the edge of the world, even. Slight exaggeration, but it looks menacing. So let me
That's the
copy
next
and
scene.
paste. Artanis, I will allow you to have a list at this point.
I'm sorry, you got cut off a little bit there.
Oh,
Oh, long rest?
yeah.
Okay. Alright, thank you.
As we are approaching this place, Karzrath is going to knock an arrow in his bow and essentially kind of be ready to pull back the arrow and shoot.
Right.
I think that Bear will tether Hope to a tree that hasn't got all fagangled. I don't even want to bring her onto this grounds.
Okay, so Hope is pretty far behind. I just gotta let you know. But I mean, you can absolutely do it.
Yeah.
Don't tether her, just leave her.
Okay.
Smart.
Yeah. She's smart. She'll run if there's a problem, and she'll know when to come back.
She also knows her way back to town.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Okay.
So
I'll just leave her and, kind of run my fingers through her mane, and you know what to do, right?
ahead of you, you see a tall manor. The place has earned its local nickname of the Misgivings Well, for it almost appears to loathe its perch high above the ocean, as if the entire house were poised for a suicide leap. The roof sags in many places, and mold and mildew cake the crumbling walls. Vines of diseased-looking gray wisteria strangle the structure in several places, hanging down over the precipitous cliff edge almost like tangled braids of hair. The house is crooked, its gables angling sharply, and breached in at least 3 places, hastily repaired by planks of sodden wood. Chimneys rise from various points among the rooftops, leaning like old men in a storm, and grinning gargoyle faces leer from under the eaves.
Oh, shit.
And this is where I am going to leave this session.
Excellent cliffhanger.
Whew.
Excellent.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Breathtaking. Well, now
Yeah,
we
that was
wait
a-
for 3 weeks.
Oh, don't say that.
Why did you have to say that out loud?
Because I'm just that motherfucker.
You are that motherfucker. Of course you are. Jesus.
But we got a lot done this one.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about
Big
it.
episode. Big episode going into
Mhm.
Dirty 30.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with this.
All I'm saying is, at the top of the next session, I vote we send in Vare and he kicks in the fucking doors.
That's going to happen. Like,
Oh yeah. All this
Mhm.
because of a dog? Like, holy shit.
And then we're
And
gonna
then
burn
the
this
muscle
place to the
first.
ground.
Send
place is
in
gonna
the
be-
muscle.
Erased. After we're done with it.
We just give Bear a shovel and he just lets the house do its suicide jump.
Yeah, here, you want to fucking commit
That's actually
suicide? Let
what
me
I was
help you.
considering is just break the cliff off where the house stands.
Exactly, yeah, that's what I was getting
Set
at.
it on fire first, and then send it into the ocean.
You know, breaking the cliff takes a lot of work. Granted,
Anybody got
I
any
could probably
explosives?
make some.
I don't have any. Oh yeah, Dedrin would be.
I mean, if we had
able to do that.
explosives, yeah, we could do it, but we'd just be better served to just burn the place to the
I was gonna say, if you guys just give Ver a shovel, we're gonna be here for like a year.
Yeah. Be like,
It was a
okay,
joke.
guys, I think like another couple months I should have her done. You know, he's killed pretty much everybody in Sandpoint, but
But he
we're
won't
gonna
have a
get
home
this
anymore.
house. He'll be
Oh, and,
homeless.
If
He's
it is
actually come out
confirmed that
twice
he
to
is
give us
the
lemonade.
so if it is confirmed that he is in fact the one who's been trying to blackmail Karzarath and like make him
What he is.
then Karzarath is basically going to make him suffer a slow, painful
Colonoscopy?
I mean, you do you.
I mean, you can certainly try, but I'm gonna arrest him, and if you get in the way of that, I'm gonna shoot you.
Oh no, like absolutely arrest him, but like Karzarath's gonna make sure he's like gonna be enduring some pain for a bit.
I
Yeah.
think you just found your torturer.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's,
I am excited for next session.
No,
Yeah,
sir. I am the torturer here.
Oh, okay.
I don't care
At
how
least let
personal
Karzarath
things
summoned
is.
because this fucker.
Yeah, you can bring him to 0. You be my guest,
Yeah,
but
like I said, Karzarath doesn't intend to kill him. He's just wants to make it in like
hurt.
endure a bunch of pain.
Right.
Well,
Oh, right.
as always, that was a great game, Dieter. Thank you, everybody. We did it. We got through this. Oh my
We
god.
found the path.
We
Now we just gotta
found
take it.
Oh,
the
for
path.
sure.
You found the
Found
path.
the
Took a
path.
couple sessions, but you found the path.
We found the path in Pathfinder. Great game, as always. We'll see our lovely viewers, because we have two. Hello. Hello, you two people.
Hi.
You guys have been here
Hi,
for a couple
people.
hours.
Hi,
I'm actually
Adrian.
really impressed. One of them is Adrian. Hello, Adrian.
Well, it was a good session. It was a good one to watch. You know?
It was a
Yeah.
good one to watch. It was a good one to be in. Dieter, thank you. This was great.
Same.
Can't wait to see you all in 3 weeks, sadly enough. But for now, everybody say goodbye to YouTube.
bye,
Goodbye, YouTube.
Right, YouTube.
Happy dungeon delving.
Bye, YouTube. Happy dungeon delving, everyone.